Hello, my name is Hessa and I will be talking to you about regional climate change in the Palestinian Territories. So let's start off with some general information about Palestine. The geography of Palestine. The location of Palestine is on the eastern coast of the Mediterranean Sea. The total land area of the country is 5,655 square kilometers. In 2016, the population reached 4.8 million people. The climate in Palestine. So, weather in Palestine is temperate with warm to hot dry summers and cold to mild rainy winters. Government and politics. The government and politics of Palestine. So, the occupied Palestinian territories are divided into 11 governments under the jurisdiction of the Palestinian National Authority, and they're currently headed by President Mahmoud Abbas. The Palestinian territories are recognized by 137 UN member states. Their official language is Arabic. This is a map of the changes and the decreases in land the Palestinian nation has faced since 1946 to 2010. We can see clear decreases. More on Palestine. So, Palestinian society and culture. Palestinian society and culture represent a unique struggle against extreme climate conditions. Political, social, economic, humanitarian, and environmental challenges overlap in the case of Palestine. The occupied people must cope with limited control over their natural resources and constant deprivation of their environment. The centralized management and marginal involvement of stakeholders in decision-making adds to the complications of the struggles that we're talking about here. Israel, for example, controls most of the natural resources in the West Bank. Environment and conservation in the context of international climate action is difficult for that reason. The United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, considers the Israeli occupation an environmental risk. Evidence of climate change in the Middle East and more specifically Palestine. According to researchers in MIT, the Middle East within decades will suffer temperature and humidity increases beyond the limits of human survivability in the absence of significant carbon emissions. So, climate vulnerability in Palestine. The main issue here is injustice and oppression. The cause of this issue is the military invasions and apartheid practices of Israel. The Israeli ethnic cleansing agenda consists of toxic waste dumping, intentional destruction of water storage and sewage facilities, the exploitation of freshwater sources from Palestinian communities for the use of settlers. Because of that, 90% of the Gaza groundwater is undrinkable. And climate change is sadly amplifying this disaster. Current and future impacts of climate change. Palestinians under occupation will suffer the effects of climate change more severely than Israelis living in the same region. Temperature increases and sea level rise, changes in precipitation patterns leading to water insecurity and droughts, decreases in crop yield and destruction of agricultural communities are some of the impacts of climate change in the Palestinian territories. So in 2010, the Palestinian Authority developed a climate change adaptation, and they're working on improving their management style and doing their most with their limited resources. Mitigation and adaptation. Palestinians developed resilience and refined practices for sustaining life in a cruel environment through survival on minimal resources. Agriculture, for example, we're seeing more innovative farming techniques with proven positive results, such as recycled wastewater, water harvesting, and drip irrigation, employing local seed banks to preserve agrobiodiversity, and the usage of alternative energy sources such as solar panels. The pursuit of opportunities in climate finance, technology, and capacity building in Palestine is impaired by Israel's illegal control over natural resources. The expanding settlements, the Gaza blockade, and attacks on infrastructure are challenges that affect the Palestinian society to this day. The government is taking ambitious climate action through the Climate Change Adaptation Strategy of 2010 and the Paris Agreement of 2016. These are my sources of information. And thank you for listening.